Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. Today, we're tackling a fascinating and very common question. Can you use SMB2 or SMB3 with Windows XP? It's a query that often comes up when trying to bridge older systems with newer network environments. Let's dive deep into this topic and clarify what's possible and what's not. First, it is crucial to understand that Windows XP was released a long time ago. It natively supports only SMB version 1. SMB stands for Server Message Block. It is the network file sharing protocol used by Windows. SMB1 is an older version. It has known security vulnerabilities. SMB2 was introduced with Windows Vista and Windows Server 2008. SMB3 arrived with Windows 8 and Windows Server 2012. These newer versions bring significant improvements. They offer better security, faster performance, and more advanced features. So, to answer the main question directly, no, Windows XP cannot natively use SMB2 or SMB3. It simply does not have the necessary components or code built into its operating system. There is no official update or patch from Microsoft that adds SMB2 or SMB3 support to Windows XP. It is a fundamental architectural limitation. This means if you have a Windows XP machine, it will always communicate using SMB1 for network file sharing. This creates challenges in modern networks. Many newer operating systems and network-attached storage (NAS) devices now disable SMB1 by default. They do this for security reasons. If your modern server or NAS has SMB1 disabled, your Windows XP machine will not be able to connect to it using standard file sharing. So, what are your options if you absolutely need to connect your Windows XP machine to a modern share, or vice versa? We have a few key considerations. Our first key point involves enabling SMB1 on modern systems. This is often the most direct, but also the most risky, workaround. You can usually re-enable SMB1 support on your newer Windows Server, Windows 10 or 11 machine, or NAS device. This will allow the Windows XP machine to connect. However, be aware of the serious security implications. SMB1 is vulnerable to various attacks, including the infamous WannaCry ransomware. Microsoft strongly advises against using SMB1. If you must enable it, do so only on isolated networks. Use it only for specific, limited purposes. Disable it as soon as possible when not needed. Moving on to our second consideration, you could use alternative file transfer protocols. If the goal is simply to transfer files, you might consider options like FTP, File Transfer Protocol, SFTP, SSH File Transfer Protocol, or WebDAV, Web Distributed Authoring and Versioning. These require installing appropriate client software on your Windows XP machine. They also require server configuration on the modern system. This approach bypasses the SMB limitation entirely. It might be a more secure alternative than enabling SMB1. Our third point suggests upgrading or virtualizing Windows XP. This is a more drastic but ultimately safer solution. The best long-term solution is to upgrade from Windows XP to a modern operating system. If you absolutely need to run XP for legacy applications, consider running it within a virtual machine. You can use software like VMware or VirtualBox. The virtual machine can then run on a modern host operating system. This modern host OS can handle SMB2 or SMB3 connections securely. Files can then be transferred to the XP virtual machine using other methods, or shared through the virtual machine software's own sharing features. Finally, let's consider Windows XP as a server. If you are thinking of using Windows XP as a file server for modern clients, it will only serve files via SMB1. Any modern client trying to connect to an XP share will have to downgrade its connection to SMB1. Again, this opens up significant security risks for your entire network. It is highly recommended to avoid using Windows XP as a server for any critical data or in any exposed network environment. In summary, directly using SMB2 or SMB3 with Windows XP is not possible. You must either enable the insecure SMB1 on your modern systems, use alternative protocols, or upgrade or virtualize your XP environment. Prioritizing network security is paramount. Moving away from Windows XP and SMB1 is the strongest recommendation for overall safety. Thank you so much for watching and learning with us today. If you found this information helpful, please give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more tech insights and helpful guides. We appreciate your support.